Hello, welcome to 50/50 Booking, the Blood Money edition. So, yeah, it's that time of the year where WWE sells their soul to make money. We've got a Saudi show to talk about amongst everything else this week.
Yep.
And joining me over here, my man carrying colours, it's Aaron.
It's my last week with hair.
Yes, it is indeed. So, in about 4 days, is it 4 days?
Yeah, about that.
So the next time you guys see Aaron, no hair.
I have something in mind, don't worry.
Ooh. He's going to wear his girlfriend on his head. No, I'm kidding.
Won't be the first time.
I was going to say, maybe that's for later in the bedroom. But anyway. Probably not the right segue, but obviously this is where we should be promoting the charity.
Yeah, I got the event on the 29th.
Yeah, which goes towards this charity, which is Cancer Research UK.
Yeah, we've got a raffle, we've got Name the Teddy Bear, and we're going to have karaoke in the evening. It's going to be a lot of fun. Plus, I'm probably going to get slapped across the back of the head quite a lot by a load of drunk people for having my head shaved.
Yeah, drunk people, when they see somebody that's newly bald, they seem to think the funniest thing to do is slap around the back of the head, which in your case is not the best idea because you're an epileptic.
Yeah, but my brother will probably still do it anyway and say, I like your cut, G, because that's the trend.
Or then he's a bit of a douche, isn't he? So,
yeah, I mean, you've heard about my family, so.
Yeah, but my point being in general is if you are if you know somebody's epileptic, do not smack them around the back of the head.
Or anywhere on the head, just don't slap them on the head.
In general, yeah, that would be the suggestion because, yeah, way to probably trigger a fit right there, people. Or a seizure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the other thing Aaron's been busy doing would be these.
Streams.
Yeah, the streams go out, so obviously Saturdays, Mondays, Wednesdays.
Yep, for the majority of the time.
Yeah, unless I've wasted it on the social media by Aaron. So different things happen on different days. Keep an eye on Aaron's socials for what will be done when. Sometimes he puts up votes and asks people what they want on certain days, so do pay attention for those.
Yeah, it's mainly on the Friday before Saturdays.
Well, there you go. Just lets people know to pay attention, because sometimes people don't always pay attention and then they miss something that they want to do, and it's like, oh. But yeah, that's why you're supposed to pay attention. Speaking of things you should pay attention to, because this one ain't going to last much longer. The merch.
Limited edition, only available until the 7th of January.
Yep. It's Kerry Colours merch. Once it's gone, people.
My t-shirt actually arrived this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Always good to see. And of course, there we go. I'll do the bunch of the channel stuff at the end of the show. Well, the main thing is obviously we'll do yours now because you've got your event coming up, so I think do yours a couple of times. Because also we have a shitload of stuff to get through.
Yeah.
And we do start with Raw, which is generally shit, so that seems the most appropriate segue. But I think this week, SmackDown was worse. But we'll see when we get there. Okay, we'll see what you think. Right. Okay.
So, I mean, Raw started off this week with Charlotte kicking off the show, which, I mean, she was the Raw Women's Champion, like the current Raw Women's Champion.
At the time, yes.
she came out with an entitled promo about entitlement and what she deserved. Bianca came out and interrupted, said her piece. Things broke down with Bianca coming out on top, and then the main event was obviously later on for the Raw Women's Championship.
With the most obvious finish in the history of mankind, but don't worry, we'll get to the main event in a bit. But yeah, this is what this segment was for, so it set up the main event.
Then we had the King of the Ring tournament with Xavier Woods versus Jinder Mahal.
Semi-final match.
Semi-final match. I mean, a good match, and even better, thank God, after you told me last week that Jinder was the favourite.
Yeah.
And as soon as Creed won, I was just like, thank you.
Yeah.
There is a God.
Apparently that was very close.
Yeah. Too
as
close.
As to who they were going to go with. But yeah. I personally am happy, much happier that Woods won it, but yeah.
Yeah. Then we had Austin Theory versus R-Truth for a pre-match segment. And this started off. Theory came out. R-Truth's music hit, and he said, "Oh, I didn't accept for me. I accepted for my pal." And then Jeff Hardy's music hit.
Rematch.
Yeah, the rematch segment of Raw. Always a delight.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got nothing against Jeff Hardy. I love Jeff Hardy. I'm a Jeff Hardy fan. But I would have preferred to see R-Truth versus Austin Theory.
Yeah.
And maybe at the end, Hardy comes out to save R-Truth from Theory, beating down R-Truth or something.
Well,
and then we get a match next week between the two instead.
Yeah, I was going to say, what happened at the end of the match could have happened at the end of an R-Truth Austin Theory match. It would have made no difference.
Yeah.
So, no, I agree with you. I would have preferred that too. Theory won, by the way.
Yeah, another loss in the column for Jeff Hardy. But luckily he's going to SmackDown now, so he won't have to worry about Theory anymore.
However, he does have he did get himself a little bit of things to remember the match by.
Yeah, he stood back up kind of eerily in a way. I don't know if that's supposed to be a sign that he's bringing Willow to WWE.
It is a Willow trait.
So. Stood straight back up, Twister fated him, took a selfie and walked away.
Yeah.
I got Willow vibes when that happened. I was just like, oh boy.
Either that or he's going to take up Tyler Breeze's new old gimmick with the selfie stick.
Yeah. So, next we had Big E and Drew McIntyre versus Ziggler and Rude.
Oh, this sounds familiar. I think I've heard this before.
I don't know why we was given this match, to be honest. It was a pointless rematch.
Well, it's a build-up to the title match at Saudi.
But there's no build-up. The only thing was a bit of confrontation where they looked into each other's eyes and then McIntyre walked away.
Yeah, I know.
It was pointless.
Yeah, but apparently that counts as build-up.
That's build up when you put your support beam up and you've put too much weight on it and it just falls straight back down again.
To be honest, the way they stared at each other so intently, they were either going to kiss or one of them was going to have to walk away. Yeah.
So then after that ridiculously
pointless match
and segment or whatever, we had Street Profits and AJ and Omos in a segment, which was kind of funny, I guess. An attempt at being funny.
An attempt is probably the best way of putting it, yeah.
And then we had Mansoor versus Cedric Alexander. I mean, it's an okay match. It's something new, but I don't know why it happened.
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm with you. I don't know what happened either, but at least it is something different.
And also, the Hurt Business didn't jump him afterwards.
Oh, but you know why, don't you?
Beating Cedric.
Yeah, but you know why?
Why?
It's Mansoor, right? What was later in the week?
Crown Jewel.
Gotta keep him strong.
He can take a knock a couple of nights before. It's not exactly the...
No. You know, Saudi princes. You know what they'll say.
And then Ali came out and got ran down by Mansoor, who showed off kind of like a new intense side, which wasn't that bad. I found it like quite interesting that they're trying to develop Mansoor's character, but whether or not they actually stick with this, or whether or not they only do it when Crown Jewel comes around once every 8 months, I don't know.
More than likely it'll be that one, but it's not the first time he's been intense like that. Because when he first debuted, which was on a Saudi show, he did something similar to this.
Yeah, it actually, like, just seeing it again after so long though, kind of just made it seem a bit more interesting.
Yeah,
it wasn't flat.
Yeah, that's my issue with Mansoor. It's not Mansoor himself. I think Mansoor's probably a lot better than people think he is. It's just the way they use him or don't use him, as the case may be.
Yeah, it makes him look like privileged, and he is just a superstar. It's not because of where he's from. Yeah, it's got something to do with it, but
well, that's to do with how they use him. That's not his fault.
Yeah. So after that, we had a no holds barred interview segment. It was as much fun as Happy Talk.
Yeah. Anyway, moving along.
When we had RK Bro versus the Street Profits.
Oh yeah, this was worthwhile.
It was a good match, but it was pointless.
That's why.
Because of the ending.
Yeah, that's why. And it ended with
DQ.
No, it didn't. Officially, it's a no contest. Yeah.
A no contest is when both sides are disqualified simultaneously.
WWE have legitimately put it down as a no contest.
AJ smacked, I think it was Riddle first, so it should be a disqualification for Randy. And
okay, Bro should have won the match by DQ. Yeah, that's exactly what should have happened, but it isn't.
Then they've gone completely against what they televised.
Yeah.
This is how stupid WWE is.
Yeah. This is why I check what they themselves put up for these things as well as the programs, because what they're telling the program and what they officially put it down as are not always the same thing for matches, and this is an example of that.
Yeah, well,
it's a shame though, because these teams could have had a very good match.
Yeah, and no doubt, like in a few weeks' time, they probably will again.
Well, next week they'll have one, and the week after, and the week. They don't have a tag division. What else are they gonna do?
Knitting segments.
It'd be interesting to watch Randy Orton knit.
We want the smoke, but smoking kills, so addiction advice.
Nicotine patches.
Yeah. With the Street Profits logo on them.
Yeah.
So after this, we had Doudrop versus Shayna Baszler, which was the Queen's Crown Tournament semi-final. Like,
Piper Niven.
Mm-hmm. It was a bit of a surprise, but I was happy Piper Niven actually won.
Yeah, I mean, storyline wise, I think it should have been Baszler, but I'm not overly mad at this either. It's more of a issue as to how she won the match.
Yeah, same here. And I'd say this is going to be the end. I'd say this probably won't be the end of the rivalry, but it is because Doudrop's staying on Raw. Shayna Baszler is going SmackDown.
Yeah. What will be interesting is what Piper will do from here, because obviously there's no Eva Marie at the moment because she's off filming a movie.
Yeah, not to mention that Shayna being sent to the other brand just brings this, what could be a really good rivalry, to a screeching fucking halt.
Yeah.
Congrats, WWE, on that one.
Yay!
So, after this match that Piper won, we had a Belair Cross Ripley segment, which was like okay. I don't get why they're using Ripley and Cross in segments instead of actual matches. It's been 3 weeks since their last match.
Well, I can tell you why Ripley's probably been used in segments rather than matches.
Because she lost all of her gear and her title.
And had to borrow Damian Priest's wrestling trunks. I'm not kidding.
I know, I've seen the pictures. Funniest part is they fit.
Well, because she's quite a tall woman, and so size-wise, she's not that different to Priest. So I can see why they look the way they're doing it, and they do suit her. But what I found funny,
her gear when I looked in the picture the first time.
Yeah, what I found funniest about the whole thing is she put up a message on Twitter saying, "If anybody finds anyone trying to sell my gear on eBay, please let me know." Didn't ask about the title belt, asked about her gear.
The belt's replaceable by WWE. They've probably got it insured.
Yeah, but it's still funny. I'm sure it is insured, but that's not really the point.
That'll be on the black market.
The black belt market. Yay!
If you want a black belt, just go to a judo shop.
Just get Steve Blackman to look out for it.
Wow.
Deep cut, people. Deep cut.
So after this segment, we had Finn Balor versus Mace with Woods on the throne. Take that how you will.
It's the power positivity, I guess.
This was basically like a throwaway match because we knew Mace was not going to win this.
No. I mean, I can kind of understand Woods at least being there watching Balor because obviously they're having the match at the Saudi show, so.
And I mean, I guess it's kind of fitting for Finn to have a match the same week as Xavier did. So that way there's no excuses for either of them.
Right. Although I'm pretty sure Xavier probably had to do more work than Balor did, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, his match was better than Balor's, not going to lie.
Yeah, I was going to say, not being funny, people can say what they like about Jinder. Jinder actually is a sound wrestler. He's just not the greatest. He's just not Flash.
No. So after Balor won this match, there was a bit of a confrontation between Woods and Finn up at the Crown stand, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, which I'm sure was the whole point of this, was to get that to happen.
Yeah. So after that, we had a John Morrison and the Viking Raiders segment, which looked like one of the weirdest boy bands ever.
It looked like they'd got lost on the way to Comic-Con or something.
Yeah, I mean, it was so like lightly funny, but it was pointless. I really don't know what they're doing with John Morrison. Like maybe he's just waiting for the Miz to make his return.
I think that's exactly what it is, because obviously I think that was what the plan was, but obviously Miz has disappeared because he's off, you know.
Yeah, bluing through life.
Yeah. So, yeah. Dancing along on his merry way.
But also Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Championship was our main event on Raw.
Now, the thing with this match is this should have been very easy to have done, but they did the most WWE thing you can WWE. And this leads to my eventual complaint about what happens on SmackDown as well. And on the Saudi show.
The ending just made the match completely pointless.
Yeah. The match itself was fine. The result was stupid.
Yeah. I said last week that they should have let Bianca win this, then both belts be in the Saudi match. Don't have to put it all or nothing, but it might have been a good idea, like a nice little twist.
Yeah. Also, it would have also been easy to have got the belts around that way without it being stupid.
Yeah, because they could have let Sasha win Crown Jewel. Then she would have been the SmackDown Women's Champion. And then you'd have had Bianca Belair as the Raw Women's Champion, even though she's just been drafted to Raw, so it makes sense. And then you can actually do the Becky and Bianca rivalry properly, instead of the way you fucked it up at SummerSlam by bringing a person who wasn't ready to come back early.
Well, I didn't fuck it up. WWE did, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I personally, if you're going to bring Becky back like that and it's early, have Bianca beat her.
Yeah.
Because then Becky can always come back in a few weeks' time, or like the next thing going, I wasn't properly ready for you. I didn't take you as well as I should have. You're a much better wrestler than I thought you were. Next time I come for you, I'll be ready. And it builds up Bianca that way as well. And it also shows Becky's taking her seriously. Easy.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
not what happened though.
Be reminded every week about a 26-second match that nobody actually fucking cares about
or wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unless I've missed anything, that's pretty much Raw done.
Yeah.
If only it was that easy to watch it.
Yeah, twice.
So you got to give us a rating. 2, yeah. Or are you just telling it to fuck off?
Both.
So its rating is fuck off. Okay, cool. That, of course, brings us to the bane of your existence. NXT 2.0!
Got me worried then. I thought you'd got my mother on the show.
No, that's the antithesis of your existence. Different thing.
Sounds the same.
No, one is like your mortal enemy, and is the reason you exist is to counter it. And NXT 2.0 is just a piece of shit that somebody thought of when they were on high on ecstasy or some bollocks.
Okay.
Basically, one has a legitimate reason for existing, and the other one is a piece of shit.
I'm still struggling to pick which one's which.
Yeah, that's for you to decide. But yeah. So yes, NXT 2.0. We get Hayes and his little boy come out. And unless I've missed something. I'm pretty sure it's the first thing.
I'm just trying to find my notes. It's the Trick and Carmelo segment.
That's it. You got it.
And the return of Johnny Wrestling, or Gargano, or Takeover, or whatever he is on Tuesdays.
Definitely a face Gargano. This was not a heel.
Yeah. And he had backup in Dexter Lumis as well.
Yep.
I mean, I liked this segment. There was nothing wrong with this segment. I just don't think it should have started the show.
I know. I would probably agree with that. But yeah, this segment was fine, did what it wanted. It also makes it clear that Gargano wants to challenge for the title. No issue with that whatsoever. Yeah. Although I suspect these four will face each other probably in a tag match at Halloween Havoc. That would be my guess.
Yeah, the segment later on in the match, because Johnny actually took Carmelo's title. Not in a match, not like properly. He generally stole his title belt and ran off with it.
Not very facey, is it?
No, but it's typical Johnny.
Hill Johnny, maybe, but not face Johnny.
Yeah. But
if it'd been Dexter, sure.
Well, they left a spooky looking note in the dressing room later on in the evening that says, "We'll see you at Halloween Havoc."
Yeah.
At the mansion or something like that. So we're probably going to get a cinematic match.
Yeah, between these four people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably be the Undertaker's little mansion house they used for the thing with him and the New Day.
Wouldn't be the worst idea.
No, I've heard worse. But if you're Carmelo and you're Trick, I'd be very concerned because you got two guys that were in essentially a horror film. Run, fools, run! Dexter's a serial killer. Fucking run!
Yeah. So after that segment, we had Odyssey Jones versus Chase.
Mm-hmm.
The new students section is a different touch, kind of like a revitalized Cesaro section, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of didn't work because Odyssey Jones got the win over Chase.
As he should have done, in all honesty.
Yeah. But I wasn't really interested in this match at all, really. And I like Odyssey Jones. It's just this rivalry seems stupid.
Yeah, it's not compelling or engaging in any way. Yeah.
No. It's like unless you have like a really big thing for wanting to beat the crap out of your teacher, this did nothing.
Which, for fair, some people do, but yeah, it really wasn't anything.
Oh, I have done in the past, but this just like kind of shrug.
Yeah.
So next was actually a good match. We had Imperium versus Creed Brothers.
It was, yeah.
So the Creed Brothers were undefeated.
This is my issue with this match I think you're about to touch upon.
So I did not know how this match was going to end because you had Imperium, who are like top of the tag team division, heel like through and through, so do anything to win. And you had an undefeated team that have dominated everybody that they've faced so far in singles and tag action.
Yeah.
And a distraction by Kushida and Jiro cost the Creed Brothers the win.
Yeah.
So, in a way, I'm not happy about this. But in another way, it's not the worst thing that could have happened.
Oh, it's quite high up there.
Yeah, but it could have been just a straight victory for Imperium.
Which would have been better, in all honesty.
Or a straight victory for the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
At least this way, Diamond Mine don't look completely crap.
No, don't agree with you. I think this is more damaging because of the distraction. If you get beaten straight up by Imperium, fair enough. Imperium are a great team. But you losing by distraction proves that you're weak. And WWE, this is a case WWE trying to protect a team by using a distraction finish by thinking it protects them, which it doesn't. But my bigger issue with this match is, why did it happen?
I don't know.
If you're going to book this match, you need to do it in like a couple of months' time when the Creed brothers have been built up more. So if Imperium are going to beat them, okay. Beating them this early, I don't think it helps them at all. And yeah, sure, it probably helps Imperium, but unless they're going to get a tag title match out of this, I don't see why you do it.
They are. It's at Halloween Havoc.
Okay.
And they're doing in the wheel match as well.
Oh, I'll get on to that. Don't you worry. Yeah, at least there's something then, because sure, Imperium are probably more ready for a tag title match than the Creed brothers are. Yeah, that I'll definitely give it. But I still think this was bad.
Especially what happened after the match with Imperium getting jumped by MSK, who are faces.
Yeah, who everyone boos, by the way.
Yeah, right. Like I noted that as well. Like, what's happened? Why is MSK being booed?
They've been booed since they came in. I can actually explain this. I know why. They're booed because they got the titles when everyone wanted it to be the Grizzled Young Vets, and MSK won the match. That's why they get booed, because it's an outside team when everyone wanted the Vets, and the crowd have basically taken against them because of it. That is literally why they're booed. Do I think that's right or fair? No, MSK are a great tag team. I like watching MSK. I liked watching them when they were in Impact.
Yeah.
I do like the Grizzled Young Vets too, but at the same time, I don't have an issue with this being MSK.
No. So, after that, we had Kyle and Von Wagner segment, which was actually all right. It was character building, team building. We're going to get another makeshift tag team. Booking.
But can they coexist? Come on, you know that's the mantra.
I don't think they can. I don't think I want them to.
No, it's stupid.
Talking of stupid. Following this, we had a Harland and Gacy segment.
Oh, your favourite person.
I actually like this segment.
Okay.
It actually kind of works, and it gives us an answer to these two. Are these two working together? From the looks of it, yeah. How is this going to work? Fucked if I know.
Yeah, that's the one thing that this did. It explained things for people, not completely, but it did explain it. So you wasn't left after last week going, "What the fuck?" Yeah, which is fine. Yeah.
So I was kind of glad that this segment happened because it kind of just joined a couple of dots that a lot of people have been asking.
Yeah, WWE aren't always great at doing stories, so anytime they do explain something like this, and they do it in a way where it's not stupid, sure, great. But that's a very low bar to get over.
Yeah.
The fact they managed to get just over it, yeah, it's an achievement for them, but it's not much of one.
Speaking of not much of one, the Legado segment was.
Mm-hmm.
It was interrupted by Cora Jade.
Yeah.
Then we got Elektra Lopez, who is a veteran, versus Cora Jade.
Mm-hmm.
And we got another upset. So apparently Cora Jade is the flavour of the month in NXT.
Yep.
Then we had Io Shirai versus Perota versus Josie Jane.
Yeah.
This was stupid about spinning a wheel for the stipulation. The winner should have just picked the stipulation. It shouldn't have been down to the wheel. If you're going to make this fucking random, then what's the point in even having a triple threat match? Just have the champion spin the wheel, because it doesn't matter who's going to spin the wheel. It's going to be random anyway.
This is where WWE have fucked up the spin the wheel gimmick. The whole point of it is it's supposed to be by two people who have got a rivalry that's got out of hand. And the face is supposed to spin the wheel to decide which of the 12 matches that the heel has laid out before them to try and get revenge in. That's the whole point of the wheel. This is not it. This is stupid.
Yeah, they should have just said winner picks stipulation.
Right.
Instead, they fixed the wheel so that way it lands on ladder match. Because we know that EO is more than capable in a ladder match. We know Indy Hartwell's had history in ladder matches. And even, I think, one of the ones from Toxic Attraction has got history in ladder matches as well.
Yeah, Gigi does.
Yeah, Gigi.
Her ex-husband certainly does.
But, yeah, so we, like, anybody with half a brain cell and wrestling knowledge knew that this was going to be a ladder match. But we didn't need a fixed-ass wheel to tell us otherwise.
No. There's two things about this match, okay? One, I think it should have been the other three people in this that should have been in this match. About this match, just so everyone's aware, Josie Jane is fine. She'll recover. It's not as serious as it looked.
Yeah, it did look bad.
It did, but fortunately, it's not as bad as it could have been.
I mean, at the start of the match as well. I mean, Perota even broke character, and they had to go to a emergency picture break.
Yeah, because out of these three people, the only one who's experienced enough to have carried this match forward is Shirai.
Yeah,
which is what she had to do.
Yeah, and after the break straight away, we learned that it was just a one-on-one match from then on forth.
Yeah,
due to Jane being unable to compete anymore due to the spill that she had, and it was quite nasty looking anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it is bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not as serious as it could have been.
No. And it was no one's fault either. It was literally...
It was kind of hers, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Which is unfortunate, because it was just a case of mistiming. She wasn't going fast enough, and she caught her feet on the ropes. That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of them things, really. I just hope it doesn't knock her confidence going forward with the dives and stuff, because she's good at them when she does them properly.
What I'd suggest to her, though, is she has an issue going through the ropes like that. She could always do what Samoa Joe does. He goes through sideways instead of frontways, so you can't catch your feet like that.
Yeah.
Which may work better for her. Maybe. Maybe that would help.
I think both Io and Perota did well to carry and adapt on this match, though.
Yeah, because it's very hard to go from how you've booked a three-way to going to a straight singles match because you change a whole bunch of stuff by doing so.
Yeah, I mean, even with the fixed wheel waiting in the wings, they did a great job.
Yeah. Despite the hindrances they had.
Yeah. And EO got the win, spun the wheel, and oh my god, Scareway to Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I thought my puns were bad.
No, WWE's always going to be worse.
Well, Scareway to Hell, sorry. Don't know why I said Heaven.
Which is weird, because if it's a scale out of hell, surely it means you descend the ladder, you don't go up the ladder.
Yeah, that's probably why I said Scareway to Heaven, because it would have made more sense.
Yeah, your mind went to the logical conclusion, and WWE used the stupid words.
Yeah. I mean, sounds like Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, I think that was the point.
Song. But Scareway to Hell, kind of.
It sounds like a horror film, actually.
Does.
Which is kind of appropriate considering.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a car crash.
Yeah. Although I like the idea of EO in a ladder match. I like the idea of
GG in the ladder match. And Indy in the ladder match.
Yeah. I think some of these women could put on a very decent ladder match. It'll be interesting to see what they can do.
Yeah. Speaking of seeing what people can do, we got another pointless fucking segment teaser about Solo Sikoa. We don't know who he is. The only thing we do know now is that he's Samoan, which we kind of already guessed.
Yeah, these segments are dumb when they don't really tell you anything because it's
2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, why do them? The only sort of segments I can think of where you've introduced people like this I can think of in recent memory would be when this isn't WWE, but it's the only way I can really explain it. When they first brought in Wardlow into AEW, he was introduced in a segments like this. But the first segment, Wardlow, MJF's bodyguard.
Oh, Wardlow,
right? When it's Wardlow.
Yeah.
But when he first came in, the first segment you saw was just him in a suit. But the second segment you saw was him being brought forth by a woman and then beating the shit out of people. So you saw him fighting, which told you everything you needed to know.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do with segments like this. Show the people what the person's about and what they can do.
The only thing that changed from one week to another here was there was just plain white writing and him wearing a hood. And then this week you had Samoan style, like tribal on the lettering of coming soon. And you was like, okay, Samoan, great.
Okay.
We're going to get another tip next week?
Which they could have done that as being the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason why you couldn't have done. And have this one be where he's doing something that relates to how he's going to be as a wrestler or his character, maybe. You know, but show us something about the person.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of these is to introduce a new guy to people. Not to make us guess. Oh, is he Samoan? I don't know. I can't tell. What is he like? Can he fly? Is he a power star? Don't make me think that shit. Show me what you've got.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fucking guess who. It's show and tell time, kiddies.
So, next we had probably like one of my favourite segments of the week with Kushida and Jiro in the men's bathroom.
Yeah, I had certain issues with this, but go ahead.
I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop laughing. I generally thought we was going to see Kushida's Shida.
I had more of an issue with the fact that he gave me piss, basically essentially a jacket that must be soaked in piss and put it on him. I was like, oh my God, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
It can be quite dodgy though. You're right. When you start a segment like that and then suddenly someone turns around and it's like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Well, I don't, but you may. I don't know, but Well, I don't know if she does your type. I don't know. No? Okay, cool. Well, you never know. So I never like to assume. But I know for me, I personally wouldn't have particularly enjoyed it because I personally don't like being flashed at in a men's toilet, strangely.
I don't either.
There you go. Okay. Now we know.
But yeah, it was a funny segment. They don't see Kushida in many comical segments, to be honest.
Well, back when he was in Japan, he was a comedy gimmick wrestler, but he also did straight up matches too. So him being funny isn't out of the ordinary for anyone who's ever seen his other stuff, but it's newer here.
Yeah. But next we had a match that kind of pissed me off a bit because we had Tony D'Angelo versus, as the commentary team put it, the opposition.
Rufen.
No. I've got it written down there.
Oh, you got it. Okay, cool.
But I went to WWE.com and I found out who it was.
Oh, we learnt our lesson, did we? Yeah, because I always make sure I find these out because I know sometimes they don't say who they are.
The fact that they turned around and said, as the match started, yeah, Tony D'Angelo versus the opposition. I was like, I'm waiting for the name. Come on.
Wouldn't you have been screwed if you got WWE.com and it actually literally just called him the opposition?
I was really worried. I went to WWE.com, so I swear to God, if I do this and he's called the fucking opposition, I'm throwing my note back. I'm not doing this anymore.
You mentioned that as a name for a wrestler. Introducing his opponent, the opposition. Yeah, well, yes. So,
fuck's sake.
Anyway, that's not what happened. He actually has a name, so.
Maybe the announce team needs to learn it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it took you, but it took me all of like 10 seconds to find out this name.
Same.
Yeah.
And it's not the opposition, it's Rufang.
Yeah. Well, I kind of wish now it had been the opposition. It would have been funnier.
Then we had
Tony D'Angelo won. You might want to tell people Tony D'Angelo actually won.
Forget about it.
There was your setup. Well done.
So after Tony D'Angelo's win, we got a Legado beatdown segment where Legado was beating up Cora Jade's boyfriend because Cora beat Elektra Lopez.
Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, Briggs and Jensen came to the rescue.
Yeah.
And then we got told that we was getting a match between Briggs and Jensen and Legado del Fantasma. And as Briggs and Jensen were coming out to the ring, Legado jumped them. And yeah, typical heel. And then Legado came up to Briggs and Jensen's music. And yeah, instead of staying down and staying in the back, Briggs and Jensen came out, punched a couple of officials and got in the ring. And then they had the match. It wasn't a very long match. And they didn't last very long because Legado got the win. I mean, it was okay, to be honest, but this segment just seemed to go on and on.
It was longer than it should have been, but it was harmless. It did what it did for Phantasma, and Briggs and Jensen don't look weak for this because they got jumped before the match, so they didn't really have a fair chance to ever win the match.
And it keeps their face side intact as well because they were sticking up for the little guy. We'll probably get a 6-man tag next week between Briggs Jensen and Cora Jade's boyfriend, whatever his name is, Baxter, I think.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, all 3 members of Legado.
Yeah, not the worst idea.
Cora Jade will probably be on Briggs and Jensen and Baxter's side, and then Electra Lopez will be on the other side. So there'll be distractions on both sides, but who out distracts who? That's going to be the question.
But can they coexist?
Oh, hell to the no.
But in all seriousness, though, this segment, it was too long, but it did what it needed to do. Simple as that.
Yeah, unlike the women's championship title match promo segment package, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I mean, it was all right. It was good for what it was, but was it necessary? Was it needed? No.
No. To be honest, you could have just had either the champion or the challenger come out and just say something for about 5 minutes, then fuck off again. Easy enough. You don't need the promo.
No. Speaking of things that weren't needed.
What could you possibly be referring to?
LA Knight versus Grayson Waller. Winner hosts Halloween Havoc. Now, I have no problem with there being a host to Halloween Havoc. Shotzi Blackheart did it previously. Amazing. Dexter Lumis did it previously. Pretty damn good.
Yeah, the right person doing this is fine. Absolutely.
It's not even like it doesn't even have to be like the right person with this. Anybody can host an event. But this should have happened 2 weeks ago if they was going to make this actually work.
Right.
Like, this would have actually meant something if there was a build-up for it, because all the matches have been made. All the stipulations are set, minus the spin the wheel, make a deal crap.
Which is probably what the host will have to do.
And, like, it's pointless.
Yeah.
And to top it off, we've got LA Knight as a host.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
not being funny, right? It's just be me. Why couldn't we have had I don't know, Cameron Grimes? Be better, much better host, right?
Yeah. As we said earlier, we get an MSK versus Imperium next week, and it's spin the wheel, make a deal. And we got told about that after the thingy. But then we got Ciampa and Braun Breaker versus GYV.
Yeah, by the way, just before we get to that, the tag title match having the spin the wheel thing as well. No build up to this tag match. So why are you having this as this stipulation thing added to it? Just have a straight tag match. Nobody cares. At least with the 3 women tag team thing, there's been issues that's led to it. So, okay, sure. Give them a stipulation of some kind. Absolutely. You don't need the wheel to do that, though. Possibly, if you are going to do the wheel one, have it for the for the NXT title.
Yep.
Even then, I probably still wouldn't have done it, but still.
So...
Anyway, sorry, as you were saying, Ciampa, Braun Breaker versus the Grizzled Young Vets.
Yeah, I mean, a good match. that actually built up some intensity for next week's championship match.
Yeah.
At Halloween Havoc, and the right team won. But I don't know why GYV keep getting used like this, to be honest. It's just sad. It's fucking... It's just bad.
Well, this is also part of the reason why MSK get booed for.
I mean, I wasn't a fan of GYV having the titles for so long in NXT UK.
Mm-hmm.
But they did it well.
Right.
They were defending regularly. They were total heels. They made it work. They didn't fucking duck in, duck out.
Which is impressive considering how NXT UK is formatted.
Yeah. Unlike Pretty Deadly. But yeah.
Wow. You had to get that digging, didn't you?
It's stupid.
Yes, it is.
So this is the difference between stateside and that side, our side.
Yeah. The main thing here is main WWE have less to do with the booking of NXT UK than they do to obviously regular NXT. And you can really see it.
Yeah, and like if Sid, Scarlett, and Johnny Saint and the members of NXT UK crew don't like what NXT send them, they can just turn the fax machine off.
Well, you can always just say it's a pandemic and we can't take their faxes.
And that's a fax.
Yeah. Hey, it's WWE. We can do bad puns. It's fine.
No one's going to punish us.
No, nobody would ever be so pun picky.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Punalicious.
Just being punctual now.
Yeah, well, you know, I had to really punctuate what I mean.
No, you're just being a puntagonist.
Yeah. But some people always just pun.
Too many puns makes Jack a very dull boy.
And NXT.
Indeed.
Which means you also have to give us a score, because that was basically the end of NXT UK. Of NXT, not NXT UK.
6.
If NXT UK ended that way, I'd be very concerned. 6. Okay. Okay. Right. I'm going to give you a choice now, because these two happened pretty much on the same day. Do you want to do Saudi first or NXT UK first?
What do you think?
Well, you can either do the two shit shows in a row, or you can split them up by having the good one in the middle.
Split.
Right, so it'd be Saudi first then.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, with the Saudi show, we start off with the pre-show match.
The one that was pointless and made no sense, you mean?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Then
I had to do a double take when I saw who it was. I was like, what?
yeah.
I was like, I expected it to say like New Day or something. I was like, that I at least would have understood.
Yeah. I mean, I sent you the link to it, didn't I?
Yeah.
But maybe even like kind of like, I know WWE has no control over this, but Saudi were cheering for the Usos.
Yeah.
And like,
probably because they actually know who the Usos are. That's what it is.
yeah. But like, oh, minus all like the negatives you can throw at this, it was a good match. Shocker.
Yes.
Not really. But
like, yeah, the 4 people in this match, and it was decent. Really? I'm so surprised.
Yeah. So the only thing you can really say about this was the right team won.
Yes. Considering they're also they're also champions. Yes.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you'd have to explain a few things as well.
Yeah.
Yes, such as don't give the titles to people that aren't going to be on that show. Becky and Charlotte.
So that leads us to the actual show.
Yeah. Now, would you have picked this for the starting match?
It shouldn't have been, but I guessed it was going to be.
You're right, it shouldn't have been. But to be honest, I don't know where else you could have put this.
No.
Because if you'd put it anywhere else on the card, then you're kind of going to overshadow everything else because of the kind of match it was.
Yeah.
The issue, of course, it did generate was about the next 3 or 4 matches afterwards felt very flat because of this match.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I would have put it after the Zelina Vega versus Doudrop match.
Yeah, I can see that. That's definitely an argument, considering that was followed by Goldberg and Lashley. So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because like that would be your rivalry section of the show.
Yeah, the only possible issue I would have with that though is you're going from a Hell in a Cell match to a no holds barred match. You should ideally separate your gimmick matches.
Well, being as the Goldberg and Lashley match wasn't exactly long, I don't think it would be a problem.
That's fair. So, yeah, it wouldn't have been the worst idea. But of course, that's not what they did. They started us off with it. Edge versus Seth Rollins, Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I mean, the outcome didn't matter at all.
No.
And like except for storyline purpose, I guess, if they're gonna carry this on Raw, fuck knows. But
who cares, honestly?
Yeah, it was a good Hell in a Cell match. Could have gone either way.
Mm-hmm.
It got a little uncomfortable at like certain moments. If you haven't watched the match, then go watch it.
But they're meant to, those kind of matches. That's the thing with them.
And the ending wasn't too bad. The ending wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was good, but it wasn't that like holy shit next level good.
Yeah.
And Edge got the win, so.
Yeah, so I actually have only one issue with this match. I thought it was fairly decent, apart from one thing. It was too long. It was too long.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
I thought everything else was fine. Didn't have an issue with who won. Because I think Rollins could have won just as easily and I still wouldn't have had an issue with it.
No.
Which in itself could be a problem, but to be fair, on a show which is pretty much meaningless, didn't really matter that much. However, having to sit through this match, yeah, because of how long it went on for. These kind of matches are supposed to be brutal and take shit out of you. It should not last this sort of time length.
Especially when you've got somebody in there who has a significant history of neck injuries.
Yeah. And also somebody who's got a significant history of bad knee injuries, Seth.
Yeah, this was like asking Tommaso Ciampa to do like head push-ups.
German suplexes where he bridges on his neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the one that Malachi Black did to Cody Rhodes on on Dynamite.
I haven't seen Dynamite yet.
Don't worry, I've not spoiled anything for you. He hit him with this German suplex and he fully bridged up right on the top of his head. Probably one of the best executed German suplex I've ever seen in my life, because he's completely up on his toes, completely up onto the top of his head, with his neck completely stretched out.
Mm.
That would be like asking Ciampa to do that.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah.
This was probably one of the best matches of the pay-per-view.
Edge and Rollins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably would say it's probably the best match of the pay-per-view, actually.
Yeah. Next we have Mustafa Ali versus Mansoor.
Yeah. The most obvious result ever.
The only thing I could say about this really was like Ali was wearing a hell of a lot of makeup.
Yeah. To be fair though, I wasn't mad at this match though.
No, I mean I liked it. It had a little bit of a history input as well, being the first time that two Muslims had squared off in a WWE ring. It was a nice touch that they added that and actually mentioned it.
The fact they mentioned it is a good touch, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure it's not the first time it's happened, but it's good it got mentioned at least.
Mm.
Especially when you're in a country where a lot of the population are all Muslim.
Yeah, I mean, as we both guessed, Mansoor won.
Yeah, I think everyone guessed that one. But there was nothing wrong with that either.
What I didn't see happening was Ali jumping Mansoor from behind afterwards. I was a bit shocked by that. But then when that music hit and we saw the guy come out in the taekwondo gear and the red belt and the Sahari over his face.
In his gi. That's what it's called. It's called a gi.
I was just like, even I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, I knew who that was.
I didn't.
Yeah, I was told he was there, so I knew who it was from the minute he came out.
Yeah. It turned out to be Tarek Stamdi.
Yeah, which you could really tell that the Saudis knew who he was because they went bloody nuts for him.
Yeah, and he knocked Ali out. I don't know if that is literal or generally he did.
No, he sold very well. Your dude's very good at what he does, so Ali just sold very well.
Yeah.
For those of you wondering, silver medalist.
Yeah, taekwondo.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, that's why people know who he is.
So after that happened, we heard the Titus O'Neil and Natalia segment about fundraising for the charity that they do in Saudi.
Also, Titus didn't slide underneath the ring. I think you've frozen. Oh no, you actually are moving.
Gotcha.
Well, to be fair, you live. Your internet is powered by sheep pedaling on a bicycle, so it's hard to know.
I'll get Bruce on it next time.
Yeah. Speaking of which, has he Grim Reapered yet?
Grim
The
Reaper?
outfit. The outfit.
No, I haven't. I'm doing that tomorrow.
Okay.
Mum comes home tomorrow. Well, she comes home at 4:00 in the morning on Tuesday. But I got told she came home tomorrow. I've literally just been updated today, so I've got another day home alone with him.
The demon child.
The demon dog.
Devil dog. Dog spawn. Helmut. Bruce the devil dog.
No, not cream soda. Not having more of that.
Yeah, that ain't good for you, mate.
Bounced off the walls yesterday. He
Yeah,
knocked
he
over
will.
a cup, and like I only had like a little bit in it, but I didn't think that he'd be interested in it. But no, he gulped it all down,
It's enough
licked
for
the
him.
floor dry, and then he was like on crack for a good half an hour, and then he passed out on the sofa. I was like, okay.
Yeah, like it wasn't something like Coca-Cola or Pepsi, you'd be doing much worse.
He said that it doesn't bother him. The cream soda seems to do the trick.
Normally Pepsi and Coke are worse. Okay, interesting.
I only drink sugar-free Coke, to be honest. So,
Well, that could be why then. Yeah, I think that's probably why. Give him straight up. If you gave him straight up Dr Pepper, that might do it as well.
He licked my Red Bull can. I've never seen a dog run so fast.
I'm not surprised. That stuff's disgusting. And that's just the smell.
Eh.
Yeah, for those of you unaware, I do not like energy drinks. So,
and I'm a gamer, so I'm not saying anything.
well, you, it's kind of a thing for you. So, it is what it is. I'm not. I don't have to have it, and if you like it, good for you.
Bruce.
And not for Bruce.
Off.
And none for Bruce. Anyway, so yeah, Mansoor wins. Judo Man comes out, makes an appearance. Everyone's happy.
Taekwondo. Bruce, you're an asshole.
We're pretty sure she's referring to Bruce and not you.
Flip a coin.
I probably have
one
somewhere.
Babe, I think you misspelled adorable.
No, I'm pretty sure she probably meant arsehole.
So, speaking of assholes, we had AJ and Omos versus OK Bro.
Did you get the hump during this match?
No, but Riddle did.
No, he got camel toe.
He's always got camel toe. He's 2 steps away from calling it Frog's Eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah, go on.
We didn't get the match in Speedos that we thought we was going to get.
Probably a good thing considering where it is.
Yeah. No, instead we got Riddle riding a camel. And even Randy Orton looked shocked about this.
They probably asked Randy to do it and Randy went, nope.
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that Randy had no idea.
Okay. Probably not. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is aimed at me. I don't like energy drinks because I don't like that much pure sugar in my body, but anyone who wants to have it, be my guest. Just not for me.
I think she means Red Bull.
Yeah, I assumed. Yeah, she's just sent you. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So I kind of figured what you meant from what you said. So, but thank you for letting me know for certain.
I mean, the fact that he rode an actual camel out to the ring was kind of hilarious.
Yeah, he's probably the only one. He's probably the only one who could actually get away with doing it as well. Without it coming across as being patronising. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, did it make sense? No.
But Riddle doesn't make sense generally anyway, so I think that's why it works. Oh.
But it was kind of hilarious. I mean, I like Riddle's new gut wrench suplex swing that he does. It's cool. I wonder if he got it okayed by Cesaro first.
I doubt Cesaro cares.
But this match was a copy and paste from SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Hell, I even called the RKO.
How could you? It came from nowhere.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, bro won this match, obviously. So, yeah.
And I hope this is the rivalry done and finished and over with.
No, I think we've got at least another 3 matches to go. No WWE the way they book shit. Hey, look, it's Grimdog.
Oh, not the cream soda.
That's Aaron's drug. It's not yours.
But then after the AJ and Omos versus RK Bro match, we had Selena Vega versus Doudrop in Queen's Crown Tournament final, and this was the inaugural Queen's Crown Tournament too. So, yeah, big whoop, yeah. Yeah, Selena Vega won.
Yeah, and this is where we bring up the most depressing thing about this whole tournament.
We knew that as soon as Selena Vega won, Finn Balor wasn't winning.
Yeah, but it wasn't so much that. In total, this entire tournament took up less than 30 minutes of time, including every match in it.
Mm-hmm.
It probably was about 25 minutes, which is
Disrespectful.
It's disgraceful, is what it is. You need to give them time. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
even if not necessarily the greatest performers, you're never going to know unless you give them the time to try.
I mean, credit to the match, like this match. It was actually pretty good. I mean, I was expecting a squash match, but
Yeah,
instead Vega got the win with a giant ass code red. Like, Jesus.
well, the thing about these two though is they're both good wrestlers who can work. So the fact this was a good match is not surprising. People assume Selena's not that good because they haven't seen a lot of her wrestling. Selena can wrestle, she just doesn't do it very often.
Yeah. Now that she's getting back into the habit of wrestling more often, we should see better stuff from her.
Yeah,
well,
it's the same.
You hope anyway, with her becoming Queen of the Ring.
Well, she's going through a similar thing to what has happened with Becky. Becky's not at her peak yet, but the more she does it, the more like her old self she'll get. Same thing with Zelina. Because they're not having lots of matches, or they're having very short ones, you can't build up the stamina to get yourself there.
No.
But I do like the fact the cape's a piece of shit, because it didn't work on either the king or the queen.
No.
But I also think that this tournament is going to mean fuck all outside of Saudi as well. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
She may use the crown and the queen gimmick, but as far as the tournament goes, it's meaningless.
Mm-hmm.
But the same thing applies to the men's one.
So next we got gold.
No holds barred.
Yeah, Oldberg versus Lashley.
Yeah.
Sorry, Goldberg. I forgot the G.
No, you did it right the first time. And this is.
I don't give a fuck about this match.
Yeah. Only thing I got to say is that Goldberg lied. He said he'd kill him. As a face wrestler, you can't promise stuff like that and not follow through.
I think Lashley followed through, but that's as he was coming off the stage.
No shit, because he's probably worried Goldberg's going to fucking hurt him. I mean, look what happened to The Undertaker.
I mean, his face.
Uh-huh. Yes, to cut a long story short, because basically we don't care about this match whatsoever, Goldberg won the match. Yes, Hurt Business had come out to try and get involved, dealt with it very easily. Then Goldberg speared Lashley and won. Done.
Yeah, I like how this actually became a Falls Count Anywhere match as well.
Which is not
from Raw to Crown Jewel without any notice until the actual show itself.
Yeah, which, by the way, for a no holds barred match is not a thing. Those still have to end in the ring.
Yeah. So I'm not sure why they made it the Falls Count Anywhere side of things as well, unless they was worried that Goldberg wasn't going to be able to finish properly.
Yeah, that one.
Inside the ring.
I think that one.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other reason why you'd do it. It was basically to protect Goldberg, so they could end it at any point without it being an issue.
Yeah.
But I'll say this for Bobby Lashley. Bless that man for doing as well with this as he did, because my God, did he put up with some crap to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully he gets better from this point onwards, because fucking hell.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
If not, there's always TNA.
Impact.
Yeah.
It's not TNA anymore, it's Impact. Well, he could also go back to MMA if he really wanted to.
Yeah, he's got a 15-2 record, so yeah, sure. Yeah. I do my research.
Also a member of America's Top Team too.
Yeah. So next we had the King of the Ring final between Finn Balor and Xavier Woods, and as we kind of guessed from the Queen's Crown tournament, Zelina winning, who is a member of the Raw roster as of this Monday. We kind of guessed that Balor was not going to get King of the Ring because there was no way that Fox and USA were going to allow one brand to have the King and the Queen.
Not their call, though. This would have been a pure Saudi call, which has nothing to do with either network.
Yeah, but still.
I mean, no, literally,
they would have allowed it.
I know this for a fact. They literally had no say in this.
But yeah, I mean, me going off of my intuition, I already knew that Finn Balor wasn't going to win this match.
Yeah, I mean, logically, I can see why you'd think that.
Yeah,
because, well, pure logic without knowing the Saudi aspect of this, yeah, you'd think the networks wouldn't want one of the shows having both of them. But at the same time, it's a meaningless tournament where it's not going to mean anything. So why the hell would you care?
No, I mean, King of the Ring being on SmackDown and Queen would be on Raw. That's what I thought was going to happen. And that's what we got. We got King Woods. The boyhood dream came true. Get off me.
The only thing I would say is I'm happy for Woods because he got what he wanted. And if anyone can make something of this, it probably is Woods, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
I mean, Raw was all right with SmackDown was all right even with the Woods segment, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, that's too early at this point, but I think that's...
Yeah. Then we got McIntyre versus Big E. For the WWE Championship. McIntyre had a different sword with him, a different prop sword.
Gee, can you guess why?
Probably airport security.
Damn right. You really think the Saudis are going to let him take his own sword into the country? I don't think so.
Yeah. You could tell it was a different sword as well because the color of the spine was different. And the inscription on the blade wasn't there.
Up. Yeah. Also, the result of this match was obvious, bearing in mind Drew was getting a SmackDown.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good match. Big E retained, got a thumb up from McIntyre, and was a little bland, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad for what it was because you kind of knew who was going to win, but at least it was a good match, and it makes Big E look good.
Can you stop biting me?
That would be a no. Stop.
So then we had Becky versus Banks versus Belair. Or the B Bonanza, as I like to call it.
Yep. For the SmackDown Women's title, to be clear.
As soon as Charlotte retained the Raw Women's Championship on Monday, we knew that Bex was going to do the same.
Yeah. Also, there were some people saying, "Oh, Charlotte's going to get added to the match." No, Charlotte was in Mexico. She was not even in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. I mean, what it was like, it was what it was. The match. Lynch retained, no problem with it. But yeah, it's just made all matches in the past 2 weeks pretty pointless, to be honest.
Yeah, it was okay, but yeah, pointless. This is with only one match.
Oh boy, do I have half a page on this match.
Universal title match. Brock Lesnar challenges Roman Reigns.
Or as I like to call it, the Paul Heyman segment of the show. Because let's face it, we was all watching Paul to see what he'd do, to be honest.
He was the most entertaining thing in this match.
Yeah. I mean, this match hadn't even started yet, and there was only 20 minutes left of the show. This meant either it was going to go over the expected time, or we was going to have a fast match with a DQ and a Lesnar beatdown. But by the time the entrances and the intros were done, we had 15 minutes left of the show, 5 minutes left, and the ref was chucked out.
So I'd say, you got to say, to be fair, Lesnar's entrance didn't take that long. This is purely Roman's entrance that needs some time.
Yeah. So, like, 5 minutes left of the show, and the ref was knocked out. Heyman chucked in the title in between, right in the middle of Brock and Roman.
Yeah.
Did
you catch what he said?
I can't choose.
You know what to do. You choose. Speaking to the belt, by the way, not to Reigns, and not to Lesnar. Speaking to the belt.
Yeah. So, the Usos also came out from underneath the ring, helped Roman and retain the belt, but yeah. I mean, don't be sad. Brock will be back at the Royal Rumble.
No, he's at
back on Friday.
SmackDown first.
Yeah. But no, you just got to wait until January. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
No, SmackDown first, then we'll discuss what happens after SmackDown.
Hello.
But that was the end of the Saudi show. What did we think? Okay. The golden raspberry. Okay, right.
I gave it a 2. It was the worst show of the week. The only reason I gave it a 2 was the Edge and Seth match.
You gave it the same score as Raw, by the way.
No, I gave Raw a 2.5.
You said you gave it a fuck off, which is the same as what you gave this.
Yeah, looking back on it, it was a 2.5.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Even Raw was a slightly bit better than this. Saddest part is people actually paid to watch this.
I didn't, but anyway.
Yeah, I want to cancel my subscription. Anyway.
My hands are clean. NXT
No,
UK.
they're not.
Oh, they are. I wear gloves. No, I'm kidding. I knew that would get you. Right.
Sheesh.
NXT UK.
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to ask about lubricant.
Not like that. Get your mind out the gutter. NXT UK.
So we started off the show with some fresh talent in Aaliyah James versus Zaya Brookside. And we got a surprise win for the newbie, Aaliyah James.
Mm-hmm.
Not upset about this. And also we got a bit of a bit of attitude from Zaya Brookside. She didn't take the loss very well.
Yeah. It was decent and you got progression. I liked this.
Yeah, and then we had the Satomura segment, which was plain and simple. Just Satomura being
Satomura and champion.
Yeah. And then we had a Kenny Williams segment, which was fine, to be honest. Nothing wrong with it. It just seemed probably maybe a touch too long, but that's about it, really. Can't really complain about anything else. And then we had Stars and Mastiff versus Symbiosis.
Yeah.
Pretty Deadly on commentary was entertaining.
Really? I know your opinion of Pretty Deadly. You sure about that?
No. But I'll take Pretty Deadly over Becky Lynch, though, on commentary.
That's fair.
This was okay for the storyline, but also the match was good until the DQ ending that probably should have been a win for Stars and Mastiff.
Yeah, I didn't like the DQ personally.
But I mean, never mind. I'm cool with it.
I mean, it was a DQ for Stars and Mastiff, but at the same time, it didn't need to be.
No, I don't think it did either. I don't see what they're trying to do by protecting Symbiosis. They're already kind of one foot in the grave ever since, Boar left.
Yeah, you're not protecting them either. You actually make them kind of look bad here, and you also don't help Mastiff and Stars by having it being a DQ either.
No. Next we had a Dempsey segment, which was quite cool with Gallus. And then the Gallus got into a brawl with Tio Man and Raja, which could lead possibly to Dempsey joining Tio Man and Raja down the line. Would be an interesting addition, but I'm still in favour of Huxley joining the ranks.
Yep.
So I think that would be like really interesting. But after that, we had Supernova sessions with special guest Tyler Bate.
Oh, gee, I wonder where this is going.
Yeah, we all knew this was going to break down.
Yeah.
Especially when Tyler brought Trent Seven with him. This was a roast session on Mustache Mountain. No one made a cheap shot and got Tyler shaken. But then Seven had to hold Tyler back.
Yeah, this is a very lame attempt to set up to kind of build hype for the match they're going to have, and this doesn't work for me. It's like, really?
No, it doesn't work for me much either. I've seen it once. I've seen it a million times.
There's situations where this does work, but I don't think it works here. This is the problem you've got.
Get off.
Get your own drink, Bruce, and get off of Aaron's private parts. You could say it was Dollocks, but anyway.
So next week we're getting Raja versus Mark Coffey. Also Tyler Bate versus Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup Championship. And yeah, for the main event this week we had Joe Coffey versus Jordan Devlin.
Yep.
I like this. I like the brawlish start to the match. I mean, once the match started and the bell rung, nothing changed, to be honest. It was intense, but a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch, and a great win for Devlin as well, which also makes this a 1-all contest between Devlin and Coffey. So we'll probably get a third match later on down the line.
Yeah, definitely not the end of the world here, because, as you mentioned, they've had a match before. They went the other way last time, so yeah.
I just hope it doesn't end in another Iron Man match, but this time between Devlin and Coffey.
Well, that's probably going to be the deciding match, but we'll have to see.
I gave NXT UK a 7.
Maybe they will have to spin a wheel to decide the stipulation.
A 9. Well, yeah, the UK people can show the US people how to do it properly then. But then again, both of these guys are kind of heels, so...
Yeah, that's the joke.
And I'm the butt.
It's all about the butt.
Don't look at me. I didn't talk about butts. That's him.
Did you know it's all about the butt?
I thought it was bass.
No, it's all about the butt.
No trouble.
But that I believe is the end of NXT UK.
Yeah. Thank fuck.
I have a suspicion this will be a lower score than normal. I have a suspicion this will be a lower score than normal.
No, just an 8. I mean, the only thing that I didn't like was the Stars and Mastiff DQ thing.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of the segments could have been shorter, but apart from that, was the only problem I have with it, really.
No, that's fair enough. Cool. So an 8. So far, NXT UK is winning. I suspect it may win for the entire week because I don't see SmackDown beating it. But let's see, because SmackDown is next?
Well, I mean, the show started off with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. I mean, a good promo / ego stroke for Roman. They also used social media in this segment, which was a nice touch.
Well, Heyman is actually quite active on social media, full stop, so I'm not that surprised.
Yeah. But what wasn't great was the SmackDown takeover part of this by Roman. And as we thought the segment was over, a full 20 minutes into the show, Lesnar actually showed.
Yep, which I imagine a lot of people are surprised about because I imagine they expect him to be there.
Yeah, and Roman kind of ate his words almost, if it wasn't for the Usos who came to the rescue, but even that didn't help. Lesnar went mental, and it was great. Roman ran away with the Usos, however, Brock wasn't done, still had the belt, but with that, Adam Pearce had his own segment.
Oh boy.
Turned around and said, Brock Lesnar is suspended.
You need to explain why he got suspended.
For throwing officials and hitting WWE staff and endangering WWE officials.
And also for breaking a camera, which he attempted to fight Roman Reigns and broke it on the ring post. Those cameras are fucking expensive.
Yeah. So, he announced Brock's suspension live in the middle of the ring, which, like, for some of us, we knew this was going to happen. Like, there was going to be a way of getting Brock out of WWE for a while because he's not due to come back until the Royal Rumble. We touched upon this last week.
Yeah.
But I actually like the way that they did this because,
yeah,
even though Brock got suspended indefinitely, he pretended not to hear Adam Pearce, came out to the ring, said to Adam, could you tell me that again? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
And then F5'd him twice.
Yeah, I relate this, right, to put this into context. This is what happens. You know when you have an argument with your girlfriend, right? And you say something you know she doesn't like, then she turns around and goes, what'd you say? And you know it's her giving you the chance to change your mind. That's what this was.
Yeah. And Adam was the drunken prom date.
Yeah. And he was stupid enough not to change his mind. And boy, did he pay for that. And we nearly got to see a lot of Adam Pearce.
Yeah. Very much too much.
Yeah. For those of you who didn't see this, his pants split.
Yeah. But, I mean, I actually liked this segment. It was good. We got to see Brock Lesnar on a rampage. It works well for the story because we know we're not going to see him again now until the Royal Rumble. And it also led to the next segment, which was backstage from with Sonya and Naomi, had a bit of a face-to-face. And then Drew confronted Sonya and says, listen, love, I'm going to do you a favour. And goes out and offers an open challenge. I was just like, okay, this is good. Like, I wasn't angry at this point.
Okay. Here's the thing, right? That opening section with Roman and Brock, the entire thing was 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Way too long.
Yeah.
The segment itself was good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Too long, though.
Mm-hmm.
Far too long. But it was good, and they achieved what they wanted to, which is the really important thing here. So there's a bit more forgiveness than what I'd normally give this because it went at so long. The fact it did what it was meant to do and did it well is why I'm not so up in arms.
It wasn't boring either.
Well, that's it.
If you're going to do a segment this long, it's got to keep you in. It's got to keep you interested.
Yeah, I still think even then it's probably still too long, but I'm more forgiving of it for this reason.
If if I was them, I'd have cut Roman's entrance off. I'd have just have him start the show in the middle of the ring, his music playing or whatever.
Yeah, obviously the live crowd can have it, absolutely fine. But start the show and have him already be in the ring. Absolutely, I would agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to worry about Lesnar's entrance because he didn't really have one. His music played like 5 seconds and then he ran to the ring and started beating down on Roman.
Well, that's it, because Lesnar doesn't have to have the big grandiose entrance, depending on what he's trying to do. It's not an issue. Roman always has that same pedantic entrance, which is why it's an issue, because it takes up 5-6 minutes of any sort of event he's on.
The only person who could really get away with this was either Kane or The Undertaker.
Yeah, but again, those things are in character and in gimmick. Roman's is just a choice he's made. It's not a character thing.
No. So, yeah, after this 45 minutes segment, we had Sonya and Naomi clash backstage and turn around and said, I'll see you next week. And then Drew said, I'll do you a favor. Went out to the ring and said, I want to fight someone. Totally in character. I mean, it's just, I had nothing wrong with this. It was good.
This entire bit, including who his opponent was in the match, not an issue with any of it.
No. We got Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the people who might not know.
Yeah. And do you want to hear the fun part about this? You may not be aware of this.
Or the fun part?
The funny thing about this.
Mm.
First time ever.
Yeah.
Never wrestled each other before anywhere.
No.
Which is very weird for WWE.
Podcast before that, he wanted to wrestle Sami Zayn. So for him to have this match on his first night on SmackDown, he must have been really happy.
Yeah, but the company is so accustomed to rematch.
Something fresh was good.
They actually give us a match between two people who've been there a while that have never actually faced each other.
Yeah. I mean, Sammy claiming that he's the best wrestler on SmackDown, though, kind of made me chuckle. It's just like,
yeah.
Okay.
And of course, there's the other thing that we've got for Sammy as well.
Yeah, I mean, what was that?
New music.
Oh yeah, I've got that noted as well. I just skipped over it. I'm not. I don't hate it.
I mean, it's not bad, but
not good either.
Yeah,
I don't get why the change was needed and why they kept half of his original and the second half is just completely different.
I'm guessing it's a CFO thing.
I mean, it could be, but I'm thinking they might be testing the waters to see what the crowd thought. You might just get either a completely brand new thing next week, or like a really or the old one back next week.
Well, we'll have to see on that one. But on the plus side, at least the match was good.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a squash match that I was expecting, to be honest. This actually could have gone one way or the other, to be fair. It didn't. Sammy lost, but there was fight in it. There wasn't like, oh well, this is a waste of time. This was actually a good match.
Yeah.
I mean, Sammy even did the countdown for Drew to do this Claymore.
Yeah, I mean, McIntyre won this, but to be fair, he should have done. But this doesn't hurt Sammy either.
No.
Drew made the challenge. Sammy responded. Decent match. Drew wins. Nobody gets hurt. All good.
Yeah. I think I might have to rename SmackDown to Segment SmackDown. Because we had the 45-minute segment for Brock, and then we had King Xavier's coronation segment.
Bear in mind, this is only a 2-hour show, too.
Hosted by Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
And this was an innuendo showcase, if you are one of the dirty-minded people. Hi.
Oh, no, then I won't understand any of it then. Bollocks. I'll give you a hint, Bruce. That's not going to endear you right there. Yeet.
Yeah.
So what Aaron recovers from a devious low blow by Bruce the dog. Xavier has his coronation, which is pretty much a kind of thing you'd expect from the New Day, let's be honest. Very much a Woods thing. Did it harm anything? No. Was it silly? Yes.
Yeah.
Would you expect anything else? No.
No, I mean, this segment was cool in ways for comedy and like putting a smile on New Day fans' faces.
Yeah. This is a segment which is okay for them to do because of the kind of act they are.
Yeah.
But you couldn't have other members of the roster do this because it simply wouldn't work.
Then we had a Becky segment. She teased us with Becky 2 belts again. Then we had a Xia Li coming soon segment. We know that already. But
this goes back to the NXT thing when we had the vignette to the other guys. Like, show us more. Don't just tell us you're coming soon. Show us a bit about you. Not everyone watches NXT that watches these main programs. You need to introduce these people.
I mean, they did do that, but it was very brief.
No, I mean properly introduce them. You can't just give them like little flashes.
Yeah. Then we had Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali, a crown jewel rematch.
Yeah, less than 24 hours after the first one.
This was not necessary. I mean, I get it, storyline and stuff. But this could have waited another week, and this week just give them a backstage brawl or something. Like, and the loss made no sense in Ali's favor either. It just didn't.
Do you have a response to this? No? Okay.
I'd have probably laughed if I was watching somebody else and it had happened, so.
Yeah. What you got to bear in mind is that's the one that you use. So you're hurting yourself there by laughing. So where are we up to? Oh, Mansoor and Ali, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this should have happened until next week. This was pointless. This is happening this week.
Yeah, I mean the thing with most of these matches is a lot of them are short because a lot of these people came back from Saudi, not that long, and didn't get back that long before the show started. So
yeah,
yeah, it was. This wasn't necessary.
What else wasn't necessary was what happened after this match. The introductory segment for the new roster wasn't great. They literally flashed through 8 new members of the roster, showed their face, they said 5 seconds of a promo, and then they moved on to the next one.
Yeah, this goes back to what I was saying before. You need to introduce these people. You can't just go bop, 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 bop.
Yeah. And next we had Hit Row, and the pre-match segment was just it was so cringe-worthy.
Yeah, it was Scott and Top Dollar in a match against two guys. I'm not even going to touch that segment because I think that's dumb.
Lawyer and Williams, local talents.
Mm-hmm. Did you look it up?
No, I listened.
Nice.
I mean, it was a very quick match, a squash match. Top Dollar showed us some of his power, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Swerve showed some agility by jumping off the second rope and elbowing the guy in the back.
Yeah, apparently.
Like,
I mean, obviously, Scott and Top Dollar won the match, but that was the point of this, was to show what they can do. This is why you use enhancement talent for, is to make the talent you want to showcase look good.
yeah, I mean, Vince seems to be on the Hit Row hype Kool-Aid.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. You know how much he's hiring people backstage for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and after this we had a Sonya segment, which was pointless because we knew Adam Pearce was gonna be hurt after the bloody 2 of 5s that he took.
Also pantsless.
Yeah. And then after that, we had Happy Corbin versus Shinsuke Nakamura in an IC title contenders match.
Yawn, boring. How many times have we seen this?
I like that Shinsuke was actually in action,
Yeah.
but this probably would have been better as an IC open challenge
Yeah.
because that's the type of character Nakamura portrays. He's the king of strong style. Put him in the ring with a microphone and says, I want competition now for this. And have it that way, because we wouldn't have to see the same match again next week for the IC Championship.
Yeah, because Corbin won this match.
Yeah. So yeah, probably get Corbin versus Nakamura for the Intercontinental Champion next week. Intercontinental Championship next week. But before we touch on this last segment,
you mean the main event?
yeah, I want to say something about one of the tag teams in WWE.
Go for it.
That are no longer a team.
Which
Shotzi
one?
Blackheart and Tegan Knox.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they got drafts to separate shows. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about this. I had no idea. I found out this week.
Oh, I can make this worse for you if you like.
Go on.
Right. They're teamed together on house shows still, right? They took on Natalia and Tamina, who also got split, by the way.
Yeah, I know that too.
Okay. Do you know the thing about this match? Natalia and Tamina were working as faces, and Shotzi and Tegan were working as heels. You clearly didn't know from that reaction.
Ow. That's got to be some fucking good heel work if they was working as heels. Like, how the fuck can Shotzi and Tegan be put over as heels?
Right, here's the thing. Apparently they were very good at it. But... yeah.
How good are we talking? Are we talking like Vince level good, or are we talking like Dolph Ziggler good?
Probably closer to Ziggler than Vince.
That's not great.
I know. Bear in mind, WWE levels of what you'd call a heel are not the same. is what the rest of us call heel. I also wouldn't call Vince a good heel either. So there you go.
That's what I was referring to Vince's bottom.
Yeah. But at the same time, like you, this made no sense. It doesn't make any sense for them to be heels. But yet, also, two teams that are no longer together have an attack match against each other, working the opposite way around to what they do on television.
They just like stroll into work and say, "Guess what, girls? Opposite day."
Apparently, it was a trial run to see how good they work as heels. That's literally what it was, apparently.
Yes.
Which I can kind of get, but they're not a team anymore. You split them up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I'm assuming that probably may affect what you had to say about Shotzi and Tegan.
I give up.
Yeah. Not good.
So, the finale of the show: Becky Lynch and Charlotte.
The main event.
Title exchange. Segment.
Because
What the fuck?
Because the New Day swapping belts last year wasn't lame enough. You had to swap belts again this year, but this time with the women's champions.
Ugh.
You may want to move him. He's going to come try jumping down you. Well, not now because I've given it away.
Just Brucey out of nowhere.
Yeah. He's thinking about something. You can tell by watching him. Yeah, he knows you're onto him now, so he's going to be a bit more. So, yeah. So, what was your biggest issue with this main event?
I mean, when it was announced, I was just like, yeah, this ain't going to end well.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Becky came out to the ring and was announced as the current SmackDown champ.
Yeah.
But then when Charlotte came out and got announced as just Charlotte Flair, I was just like, is this ring announcer drunk? But that wasn't even the worst. That wasn't even the worst part of the segment. Like,
oh no, there's more.
The exchange happened, and it was just like two girls fighting over who wants to play with what Barbie doll. It was so childish.
Yep.
But in like the most heely way, and it just cringe.
Would you like to know something?
Sure.
You know the bits where they were throwing the belts?
Yeah.
That was not scripted. That was not part of the segment. They did that on their own.
That was not scripted.
They did that on their own.
And it doesn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm. Which led to what I told you about earlier, which we will touch upon in a second.
Yeah. But as for what happened in the ring, Charlotte then said winner takes all, but Charlotte was interrupted by Sasha Banks, and Becky said, yeah, nope, I'll see one of you at Survivor Series, and then left.
With her new belt.
Yeah. So all hope of Becky 2 belts is gone for now. But you never know, it could come around again at Survivor Series. We could see a winner takes all match at Survivor Series or something.
I personally would like that because I think there should only be one women's champion, and that then all the women should be able to compete for it.
Yeah, I agree. But what followed was a new champ beat down by Sasha and the boss stood tall. Not the worst outcome or end to the show, but it's something we've seen over and over and over again.
And only the beginning of the night for Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, way to make your women's champion look strong, WWE.
Same thing that did the tag titles last year.
Yeah.
And that sucked too. And for those of you who have not heard this, once it went off the air, the fun began.
Yeah, there was a brawl between Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch,
which ended with Charlotte being escorted from the building by security.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how that turns out.
AEW is looking good this time of year.
Yeah, you say that, but I'm pretty sure that's not happening.
Never know.
Oh, I'm fairly sure on that one. She's a Flair. Flares aren't particularly welcome at the moment. Yeah, the Flares aren't particularly welcome at the moment after that Dark Side of the Ring thing.
I don't know about it.
I'm not mentioning it here, but stuff came out about Ric Flair, which means people aren't probably going to give him jobs. And by consequence, it may affect Charlotte's chances of getting jobs. It shouldn't, because nothing to do with her. She didn't do anything. But she's still Ric Flair's daughter. I will tell you about the Ric Flair stuff when we finish. I'm not saying it on the show. By the way, this is alleged things about Ric Flair. Nobody's proved anything. There's nothing official. But this is stuff that's been alleged about him, and that's enough in this day and age.
Yeah.
Do I think it's bullshit? Yeah, because if you're going to have something affect somebody, you've got to be able to prove it. Have it go to court, go to trial. If the person's found guilty by a court of law, then fine. But an allegation is just an allegation. No matter what you may know or not. Until it's proven, no. Also, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if, and it's a big if because of the way the world is today, that doesn't affect Charlotte. Could she possibly end up in AEW eventually? Maybe. Do I think she'd want to go? Probably not, honestly. Because in WWE, Charlotte pretty much gets what she wants. That would not happen in another company. Oh, look, it's Becky and Charlotte fighting for the belts.
I was waiting for that.
The only problem is I'm trying to... Oh, you must be Becky then, because you got the coloured hair, which makes Bruce Charlotte.
Yeah, bitch.
Also, the shirt's green as well, plus the hair's sort of green now. So.
Yeah, that'll change.
Well, yeah, because obviously that is going. But you need to give SmackDown a rating, by the way.
I've got to say, because of all the actual segments that they did well, and some of the matches weren't that bad. 5.5.
Wow, so better than Raw.
It was, though, be honest.
I wouldn't have said it was that much better than Raw.
I liked it for the segment mostly. That's it. It's like 3 of those
Honestly,
points are for the segment. The rest of the show was half.
honestly, I would have given it about the same score as Raw. But that's me personally. You can get whatever score you like. That's your choice. I was just curious. But at least we didn't have to deal with this. So, yes, right. So I'll just do these little bits quickly, then we'll go and rehash with you. Okay. Obviously, for the network guys and for the show, you want to support us on Patreon. This is the Patreon. Links in the description below. Check it out. And for those of you who want to do stuff that relates to photography, that be mine. This is my page. Hello. Yes, you can get stuff from me there. Just contact that there. And of course, now we go on to the reason Aaron's going to lose his hair. Cancer Research UK.
I thought you was going to put up a picture of my girlfriend.
No. I'm not like that. Plus, I don't use people's pictures without their permission.
You have my consent.
Her permission. It's different if it's someone who's actually physically been on one of the shows. But if it's somebody who's never been on one, I'm not just going to put their pictures up. So, yes. So, in about 4 days' time, to the next time you see Aaron on this show, there'll be no hair.
Well, there'll be a surprise. Fine.
There'll be no head hair.
And I'll probably be hungover because I've been invited to a party for Halloween because spooky season.
Is it going to be a hair raising party?
Probably.
We wouldn't be able to tell.
I'll be at my wig's end anyway because I've got my wig coming.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are we going to see the results on your stream first then, are we?
I mean, I might for Halloween. It's not a bad idea.
Are you actually going to stream the hair going?
This one thing that I've been thinking about doing it, but it's gonna be in a place that doesn't have very good Wi-Fi, and yeah, I'm probably gonna put it on Facebook Live and then put it on my Instagram account, like the video. Like get somebody to video it for the thing.
Yeah, that might be the easy way to do it. If the place has got iffy Wi-Fi, do that.
Yeah, I mean, I could take my Xbox and everything there to stream, but there's no point because it's literally the internet there. You can't even get bars on your cell service.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah, just pre-record it or something and do that.
I can't really pre-record it. I just record it when it happens and then just upload the best bits to
that's what I mean by pre-recording.
I accidentally threw the dog's toy at him instead of over him.
Well, considering you trod on your on little Aaron before, I think it's only fair.
And yep, limited edition merch available until 7th of January. He actually moved out of the way at that time. He learnt his lesson.
Yeah. And if people give special donations, can they get any of your hair?
I mean, I don't think you'd want it. It's deader than my soul.
Or is it your girlfriend's property once it leaves to your head?
I'm cutting the ponytail off and I'm keeping it as a souvenir.
You're trying to scalp yourself.
I'm not kidding.
It looks like Bruce is trying to scalp you from the way he's looking at you.
Hello.
He looks like he's up to something.
Plotting. Hello. You're not sticking your tongue in my gob.
I'm curious though, Kaylee. If he saves the hair, would you make a wig out of his hair and then just tease him with it? Bruce thinks he's Randy Orton for some reason. I'm not sure he's quite worked out the fact that you're not a dog. Oh dear. Now, are you going to do that live? Because that'll be interesting.
I've already done a wax live.
No, but she means all your hair.
No.
You know what all your hair means.
Yeah, I know. I may be selfless, but I'm not that selfless.
Don't walk, run. The waxing.
I can just about manage the pain on my legs.
Well. The problem is when you're a charity person, people are always going to suggest these things to you.
Yeah, they can suggest them as much as they like.
And then they'll try and guilt you into doing it, which is the other thing.
No. I think the only like way I'd do like an actual bikini wax would probably be like if I raised £500 for a charity. Like that'd be like the limit, and that'd never happen.
Did you hear that, Kaylee? 500 quid.
I don't know. Do it for testicular cancer or something.
Bollocks.
Yeah. The balls up for the balls.
See, for 500 quid, apparently, he'll brave the waxing.
But it wouldn't happen, so it doesn't matter.
I'm just letting her know that's what you agreed to.
I didn't agree to anything. I said it.
You just said it.
No, I didn't.
It's on the stream. It's proof. You can't take it back. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, but I said I'd do it for a testicular cancer like charity. I wouldn't do it of my own volition. So you can raise £500 if you want, but if it's not going to a testicular cancer charity, then I'm not doing it.
You do realise that you've just given her the perfect way to do this. She can raise the money and offer to give it to a men's testicular cancer charity, and then she can just do it for herself.
No.
Somebody didn't think it through. Somebody didn't think it through.
I never think things through, you know me.
Oh, I do, yeah. In case people haven't worked out by now, we are now in the after show.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point,
Sounds like GYV.
Sorry?
This is the GYV section of the show.
Something like that, yeah. So let's see. Okay, yep, no worries. Yeah, she wants your hair to make a wig.
I don't believe it.
Well, there you go. Don't worry, Kay. Once you catch up to where we are, you'll understand why this could be quite fun for you.
I'm video calling because I am so behind. Like, I'm 3 minutes behind and it's jarring.
Oh, you didn't hear the part where I said about putting your picture up? Okay, good. Alright, never mind.
No, I did. That's what I said do it to.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't personally sure what it was, but I figured that probably was it. That's why I showed it to you. Because obviously I don't have a picture of her, so...
No. I'll just do this instead.
Oh, shit. No, I don't want to know this.
Oh, don't worry. When she catches up to the bit about the waxing, you'll regret that.
Oh, no, I like the bit of waxing. I'm waxing all of you.
Okay, well, what you may not have got to yet is Aaron said for 500 quid you can do it, but it has to go to a testicular cancer charity.
Oh, I'll give the 500 quid to testicular charity.
Aaron's going to get waxed.
That's alright.
You really shouldn't talk about these subjects while I'm watching.
We'll forget about it by like next week or something. It's fine.
I won't.
No, because I still remember that I got hold of your Halloween costume.
You're breaking up.
Still got all the Halloween costumes, what it sounded like.
It keeps on losing connection.
Oh, I said I still remember about your costume that I got to buy, so I won't forget.
Yeah, your Halloween costume. Your Halloween costume.
Oh.
And the fact that I get to dress you up in drag.
Yeah, I've already said that I'm doing that for
Well, that's why also the waxing will be useful as well.
I'm not doing the waxing at the same time, no.
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
You gotta do it first in a month. £500 in a month.
Oh,
I can barely get 50. Good luck with that.
Yeah, but she's a girl. Girls tend to find this stuff easier.
No, it's not allowed. It's got to be right.
It's got to be what? Sorry.
It's got to be fundraised.
Yeah, she could fundraise that in a month. That's easy.
I can fundraise it. Don't you worry about that.
This is the sucky part. She has friends. I don't.
That's my point.
I don't have friends. I just know people that will give money to watch people suffer.
Which is actually just as good, yeah.
I'm suffering anyway. Okay.
You know she loves you, really.
Hello, Pussy.
No, she loves the dog.
I've decided that I'm not going to give you your Christmas present with a Christmas present.
That doesn't make much sense.
I'm giving it to you next time I see you. I'm just about to show you what it is.
I'm not sure you should talk about this live on the internet.
Bruce, shut up.
This is what I got you.
Oh. That's cool.
And I've been filling it out all evening.
That sounds really...
I appreciate it.
It sounds really bad out of context, by the way, just to let you know.
It does sound quite bad out of context, to be honest.
No, not to him. I just proved to him.
It's a book, I'm guessing. Like a questionnaire or something.
Hang on, essentially, I'm not actually showing you what it is because, like I said, I've already filled it out. So...
Mushy.
Oh, I suspect it's something you both have to... I guess it's something you both have to do.
Right. Thing to write about.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't can't show you what I've wrote yet.
Yeah, you both have to do stuff. It's one of these couples things, mate.
Okay, leave me alone.
Okay. Alright, well. I think that's pretty much the end of the show, isn't it?
Well, let's see. We've managed to remind you about the costume, the fact you're gonna have to dress in drag, the fact you're getting waxed.
Oh my God, the whole of YouTube are gonna see that I have a mushy side.
Congratulations.
Hey, you're in a relationship.
Payback.
You're in a relationship. There should always be a mushy side. It's weird if you don't have a mushy side in a relationship.
That's alright, I'll play it to TNN next time I see you.
She was like, what?
Just stop growling at me.
Well, I'm guessing Bruce doesn't like it. Maybe Bruce doesn't like mushy stuff.
He didn't duck that time.
He didn't go flying out the window, though, did he?
No, he fell off the side of the sofa instead.
Cool. Right. I would suggest, Aaron, because we're pretty much done. I will let you go so you can speak to your lovely other half, because I think having both of these runnings not helping.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll speak to you later, and you can go speak to Kaylee and explain to her why you don't want to be waxed, and she'll explain to you why you love her, and we'll let her do it.
Precisely that.
Okay then. Bye everyone.
Bye everyone. Bye Peter.